Alright, it's a big one today. A lot of people have been asking for it, so here we go. If you're a fan of the bands Modern Life is War, Rise and Fall, and The Hope Conspiracy, then you should check out the band November Coming Fire.
In darkness we stand, defiant, we fall! In darkness we stand, defiant, we fall!
November Coming Fire were a hardcore punk band from Canterbury in Kent. In the time they were around as a band, they had 4 releases that included 1 full-length album. November Coming Fire came from the infamous Canterbury hardcore scene of the late 90s and early 2000s. They included bands like Kanan, Winter and June, and Eroski Doji. However, once all those bands eventually broke up, November Coming Fire quickly became the flag bearers for the Kent hardcore scene. They filled a very important spot for Kent, combining elements of what made Kent hardcore so unique in the first place. November Coming Fire started playing shows in the local area, and they would end up releasing their first EP, Black Ballads, in 2003. Black Ballads sold really well, especially for today's standards, selling about 5,000 to 6,000 copies at the time. However, there was one song on that EP that would really define the band going forward, and it was the song Transgression. That song was arguably the anthem of Kent hardcore, and kids would go absolutely nuts for it. However, the band was becoming more and more, understandably, quite frustrated at the fact that their entire set would be whittled down to people anticipating one song from the EP. They felt very conflicted in a lot of ways because they were getting a lot of opportunities because of Black Ballads and because of the reaction of Transgression, but they wanted to move in a different direction, a bit more darker and a bit more different. November Coming Fire would eventually release their debut album Dungeness through Reflection Records in 2006. The album received positive praise across the wider hardcore community. However, it was a different story closer to home.